Hey guys, welcome back to another Runescape video. I know it's been a bloody long time since I did my other one, but I guess the main reason I just kind of stopped playing for a few months here and there, so it was my bad, but best not talk about that. Let's get straight into it. So this is for 1 to 99 crafting guide while again making profit. The profits aren't huge, but I mean considering crafting usually puts in pretty relevant debt. Yeah, I figured this was one worth making a video about, and I've had a lot of people asking me about it anyway. So a bit of background, I've made about I think 15 mil from my 99 crafting. Could have been around 20 or 25, but I always get a bit impatient towards the end and just start cashing out on it, trying to get the XP. So these first 20 levels, I'll only go through it for the members options, and I'll just list the free-to-play options on the screen there for you guys. So all I did for the early levels, I just cut gems. So level 1 to 13 I did opals, which is about 123 gems you have to cut, and you'll profit about 5 to 10k off that. Then 13 to 16 I cut jades, which you need to cut 46 of them, and I made about 5k. It's just random numbers that based off the stats there. Then level 16 to 20 was the red topaz, and you got to do about 69 of them, and you should come out neutral from those. So originally I thought there was loss, but just looking at the current graphs, it looks like there should be a little bit of profit there for those who don't have a huge cash pile. Those early levels, like up to level 20, should only take you about 10 minutes too, so it's not long at all. From there, level 20 to 27 I did sapphire rings, and that's 132 of them. I thought I lost money off these originally, but looking at the current prices, they're making 35k for those levels, which are about 270 GP profit each. Then 27 to 42 was emerald rings, and you got to do 651 of those, which will profit about 100k. Which is about 150 GP per ring on those. And that gets to my main method here. So my method was ruby bracelets to 99. So that's 42 to 99. You need to craft 162,362 ruby bracelets. So this does sound like quite a lot, but so the profit margins on these did vary quite a lot, I'll have to admit. Anywhere from 40 or 50 GP each up to like 220 GP each. But as a round number, the average was about 100 GP each. So, and if it's of any, like to make it easier for you guys, you got 13 mil XP for your 99. And if you're looking at 80 GP per bracelet, then that's just 1 GP per XP, which is 13 mil profit. But it's usually a bit more than that. And you make them at about 1,000 per hour, so you get about 80,000 XP per hour off those. You can actually get a bit more if you're actually focusing fully. You'll make about, I think, 1,200 per hour, which will get you about 95,000 XP per hour off rubies. That works out to around 135 to 160 hours for the actual completion of 99. But for the sake of the video, we'll say 160 hours because it is a little longer than normal methods. There was a slightly alternate method, which is doing ruby bracelets from 42 to 58 instead, which requires 2,237 crafts, and that'll profit about 220k at 100 GP each average. And then if you wanted to, you could do diamond bracelets from 58 to 99, which is much less profit, but the XP rates might favor some people. So for 58 to 99 on diamonds, you got to do 134,842 of those, and you'll profit between about 7 and 9 mil. So 50 GP each to 70 GP each profit per bracelet on those. One thing I did want to point out, which could be of help to some people, but it will obviously depend on sort of how the market's going and that sort of thing, is if you add in a few diamond amulets, just depending on the prices, I do recall that I originally made a few extra mil from those on top of the standard 15 mil profit. There was sort of a margin in there where I was making a whole heap of money off those. The only, which is kind of a major downfall, was they took a long time to sell. It took me like 3 weeks to sell them. So, but if you do want to try it out, yeah, check out the prices on them and consider doing a few diamond amulets. You may or may not, I'm not sure, have to string them. But yeah, at least that's out there for you guys to check. One thing I'd also like to point out is originally I started at Alcarid and the XP rates were lower there. So try and get to the Edgeville furnace to do your crafting. It's much quicker. Originally they had it as some sort of requirement from the moderate diary or whatever it was, but that's been changed, so everyone has access to that now, or at least they should. And something else with my screen setup, rather than having it full screen or the standard aspect ratio, if you stretch it so that it fills a screen, I'll put it up on the screen here for you guys so you should be able to see. It'll give you your entire vision range so that you can just click the bank and then go straight back to the furnace without having to do too much rotating or walking or anything like that. Everything should be pretty much within your reach from the one screen. And for those of you that play a couple of accounts or something, that'll be like perfect. If you have a 1080p, maybe like 24-inch monitor or something, it'll be perfect size, so you can have two accounts running, as you can see on my screen here. I usually have a separate flipping account, and I just sit at the GE flipping items. That pretty much sums up this guide for the 99 crafting with profit. I'm going to try get out a flipping guide too, like a in-depth flipping guide, because over the years I've looked on YouTube quite a bit and it's disappointing that there hasn't actually been any which explain and describe all the aspects of flipping. So I've been meaning to do one of those. Hopefully I can get one out in the next month or so. I was kind of relying on some of the graphs that are online just to point out a few things, so we'll see how we go. But thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. If you have any suggestions or feedback, just leave a comment below. You're more than welcome. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.